So, Brad, it is good to see you. I have not seen you since when? A couple of years?
It's been a while, yes.
Yeah, we talk and stuff, but I know Brad from, we do animate. You did some animation with us?
I did, yeah. I did a pilot for you called Summer.
Yeah, it's beautiful, beautiful. The one about the girl vampire.
Yeah.
You know, we can put a little piece of it up there. I love the animation you did. It was really, really nice.
I had a lot of fun making it.
Yeah, it was great.
Yeah.
It was great. So I wanted to do more episodes, but who knows?
Yeah,
you know.
I'm ready when you are.
Yeah. So Brad is a big-time animator, and you do all types, right? But what's your favorite?
Stop motion.
Stop motion.
I love claymation.
Yeah. Now, when you were younger, did you see that movie? It was in all the film schools. Closed Wednesdays.
Yes.
Yeah. Is that the classic?
I think since there's more now.
But
since then, it's been replaced in the schools.
Back then, I'm dating myself, but I went to film school in the 70s, and back then it was like they played that one as like, look at this. I'm like, yeah, that's cool. And I never did one. I just didn't. I don't know. I just didn't do it. But I always kind of wanted to. Now, I heard that Guillermo del Toro is setting up a big.
Yeah, he's opening up a studio in Mexico.
Yeah.
Dedicated to stop motion. It's a stop motion studio.
Now, it seems funny in the day and age of AI that someone would set up a stop motion, you know, because that's like about the most, not archaic, but the most primitive of animation, isn't it? I mean, not because you're not drawing pictures, you're actually moving.
Yeah, it's tactile, and you're making everything three-dimensional, and you're able to actually touch it. But he's very anti-AI, so
yeah.
This makes sense when you talk to him. It's like, yeah, okay, yeah, he likes stop motion. He'll take that over AI any day.
Yeah, and wouldn't you?
Yeah, actually, I would. Yeah.
And how do you think AI will affect your business, your art?
It's already affecting our business. In a lot of ways.
Like how?
They're using it to do a lot of different shots for pre-visualizations for the animatics. So the artists that normally would have done the animatics and the storyboarding are now being dismissed because now there's AI software that will just lay out all the shots for them.
Yeah, and dismissed means they lost their job.
Pretty much, yeah.
Yeah. So then what do they do? I mean,
then they'll email me. I'll get like 100 emails a week from artists saying, "Hey, I'm looking for work," and they send me a link to their portfolio. So, and I wish I could hire them all, but there's so many. Yeah,
what do you do? Because you've been able to survive because you've been around a while, right? So you have your own clients, but that must be hard for a young guy or even an older guy they did that one little piece because you're the creator and the business guy but if you're part of the cog of the wheel, I don't know. I remember we did some animation with my stepfather, Gay and Wilson, and we'd go and meet all these guys, and they'd be in a big room, and they'd be sitting there, and they'd be so happy. Like you come in, and before they knew you were there, you'd watch them, and everyone's like, you could tell they're doing something they really like. But then you'd meet them, and they were just so excited, and they were doing this little piece, but it made a whole, it made the whole. So I guess with AI will do the whole shebang, right?
Yep. It's a fun community, though, I have to admit. I do like the animation community a lot. I mean, we're a small group, but, we're just so energetic, and we love talking about films and animation and doing all that creativity, and just getting them in a room away from work just to talk about that. Talk shop is just so fun.
It sounds like cinematographers, because cinematographers, like not a lot, but some people in Hollywood, like, I don't know, actors, there's certain people that they don't share. Like cinematographers, and I guess from what you say, animators, they love to talk about the process and how they did it. Like, I used this, I lit it this way, I did that, and it's like, and you're like, so great. So same with animation, right?
Oh, absolutely.
So it's no like, well, I'm not going to tell you what it is.
See, that's where it really just rubs me the wrong way. You always get there's all these other podcasts where these directors have a podcast, and they tell you in their podcast, oh, we're going to tell you all the secrets of the industry, and you're listening to the podcast, and not once do they ever tell you this is how you do it, this is the secret, this is what you need to know. This like they leave that part out, and they're just talking about their experience of when they were filming, but they don't tell you to us, future filmmakers and aspiring filmmakers, hey, this is how to do it.
Yeah, there's a lot now that there's the social media. Everyone is an expert. Like I see a lot of people, and they're very young. and they're going to tell you how to make your movie and sell it in Hollywood and what's going on in Hollywood. And there's nothing wrong with being young. I'm older, but when I see people that haven't like been in Hollywood more than a couple of years, and but maybe I don't know. But now you have these kids coming from YouTube and they're directing major giant motion pictures. So Hollywood's always a crazy place, but now it's kind of falling apart.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, LA is a mess. I know so many people, like you're saying about the animation. I know so many camera guys, camera assistants, shooters, DPs, and makeup people. They're all out of business. There's no work. And I guess it will get worse, but I don't know. The indie thing seems to be on an upswing in a certain sense. I don't know. It seems to be.
I think so. I think there's a renaissance coming.
Yeah, that's what they say. I think people always find a way to make a film if you want to, but I must say it's easier. Like when I started, you needed film. You had to go. First thing you did is you went and bought short ends, which was like leftover 100-foot reels, 200-foot reels, and if you got one that was 300 or 400, it was like golden. And you'd buy them because they would be off other big shows. And then you needed real film. You needed a film camera. Then you needed someone to operate that. Then you had to develop the film, and then you had to telecine the film. It was like hugely expensive, and you couldn't do it. I mean, it sounds incredible now to younger people, but you couldn't work on your computer because you didn't have a computer. There were no computers. So you had to go to this guy's office, and he charged by the hour, and you'd actually sit in there and do color with them and sit there. But man, you were paying. I mean, you were just paying. And if they were slow, you're like going, oh my God, what's happening? But it was so hard. But now you just pick up this phone. Hey, let's make a movie. Because you could make one of your stop motions with this.
Oh,
right?
absolutely, yeah.
And this is a better camera than were even in the old days. I mean, this is great. I've heard of guys, and I've heard you can get little lenses on here. You know
you
what?
can get them on Amazon.
Yeah, I don't think I want to do that. I'm still like, I think I'll be able to finish my career before it gets destroyed by AI. But who knows? Maybe AI is going to bring something that is so great. But I don't know. What I've seen lately is like, did you see the thing with Brad Pitt fighting Tom Cruise?
Yeah.
It was like almost like.
It looked like the real deal.
Yeah, because it used to be you'd say, well, unless you see me in video doing something that didn't happen. Now it's like. I also saw one of Trump throwing Stephen Colbert into a trash can. Did you see that one?
I haven't seen that one.
Yeah, it looked exactly.
I saw one where they made Trump as a little baby and someone was like holding him up.
Oh, I saw that one, yeah. Imagine if you did that like in North Korea. They'd chop off every finger and everything.
Yeah, they'd come after you.
Yeah, but that's the fun of America. You can really like make fun of anybody, That's what I like about this place. It's so, because I've traveled enough to see that, we really have, people say, oh, it's not free here. Oh, yeah, it is. Even in London or in England, you say something on Facebook, you said the wrong thing, they come and they arrest you. In the UK, you wouldn't think that would be that way, but it really is.
Yeah. And
other countries just get worse and worse, right? Don't speak about anyone bad. That's why I don't know. So I don't know. So what else is cooking? I know you have a big project you're working on.
Yeah, I'm working on my first feature film, animated feature film.
Yeah.
And it's not clay. It's going to be hand-drawn. Traditional.
What? No computers?
No computer. I will use computers for the backgrounds. I've got this fantastic, talented background artist. I mean, yeah. You saw the trailer.
Oh yeah. And
she did all that digitally.
If you wanted to play in it, we could put a little piece up.
Oh, please do.
Yeah, because and what's it from? I know you told me about the story, but it's kind of interesting.
It's about the Japanese Americans during World War II, specifically the 442nd Regimental Combat Team, the segregated unit that they created just at the not the beginning, but further into the war.
Yeah, and you had a relative in it, didn't you?
My grandfather and several of my grandmother's brothers.
Wow. Did you hear stories?
No, because they don't want to tell you.
So they're not like animators; they don't want to share.
Nope.
So, but what was their story? I mean, is it family lore? Does anybody know? I mean,
Our story?
yeah, their story, like what?
Oh, wait, I know their stories.
Yeah.
I started interviewing during COVID. I was like, you know what? This is time. So I started with the offspring, so like my dad and my uncles and my aunts.
Right.
And then I would call their offspring, their daughters and sons, and ask them, what did so-and-so say about the war? What do you know his story? Do you know where he went, what he did? And so that I gathered information from there, and then from there, the missing pieces. Then I went to like an organization like Densho, which has all the military archives of the 442nd, and so I was able to start finding my grandfather and his report, his reports from his superiors and his medical reports when he got wounded, where he got hospitalized.
So he actually got wounded. What happened there?
He did. He lost 30% of his thigh from shrapnel.
No way.
Yeah. Blew a good chunk of his thigh off.
This is your grandfather.
Yeah.
And you knew your grandfather.
I did.
Yeah. And he never talked about, hey, Grandpa, what happened to your thigh?
Well, I started wondering why he walked funny when at a certain point in my age, and so I asked my dad that, and then my dad told me, he blew part of his leg off during the war. I'm like, wow. He was a soldier.
So he was in Europe, of course.
Yep.
Like Belgium or France or something.
France. On the French-German border.
Yeah. My wife's, Patty, my wife, her father was also in World War II, and before he died, they recorded what happened to him in the war, and that's the only record they have. But he was on a patrol. It was during the Battle of the Bulge, and they were in Belgium somewhere in the snow, and they were walking through, and he got shot by a German soldier with a Schmeiser, and his M1 jammed.
Oh man!
So he got shot right in the head, and then his teammate got the guy with the BAR, and then they wrapped him and sent him just walking up this creek to the other lines, and he lived through. That was it for him. But he lived with the 9mm bullet in his brain the rest of his life.
Wow.
Yeah. Yeah, the stories these guys did, it's like, man, greatest generation for sure.
Oh, yeah.
And then your grandfather, he had the double thing because, let's talk about the time. That was the time when they rounded up anyone of Japanese descent, put them in an internment camp. Did you have relatives there too?
Right here. Yeah, they were interned right here in Arizona at Poston.
Kidding.
Yeah.
Wow. Now, what about those stories? I mean,
yeah, my grandmother was very more verbal about that than my grandfather. The men didn't want to talk too much about the war, but but the pissed off my grandmother and her sisters, my great aunts, they had no problem telling him about how horrible the conditions were there.
Yeah, the women they'll speak up, man. Guys will be stoic, well, this is tough. The women will say, "What the hell?"
Yeah.
Really?
Grandma was very verbal.
So, how many generations had your family been in America?
My grandfather was born here.
He was born here.
He was born here.
So his parents came.
His parents came from Japan.
So he was second generation or first generation here.
He was first generation.
So he didn't know anything about Japan.
Nope. Didn't even speak English or didn't even speak Japanese.
Wow. So he was taken to the camp too.
Yep.
So how do you go from the camp to the 442nd?
That was a hard conversation I think a lot of them had at the time when the president announced that he was going to form a segregated unit and that the men in the camps would be eligible to volunteer. And
a lot did, right?
And a lot did. Yeah. I guess at any given time there were 4,000 442nd troops. But over the course of being shot and injured and missing in action, they over 18,000 volunteered during that course of the war to fill that 4,000.
How many died?
A lot.
Yeah, and were wounded a lot. And
a lot. They had the most Purple Hearts at the time than any other.
Yeah, they had something to prove, right? They were out there, they weren't like regular soldiers out there, but this was a double thing. It's like your wife and family are home in a camp, and you're fighting the Germans.
You're fighting two fronts. You're proving your allegiance, as George Takei would have said. You prove their allegiance to the country, and at the same time fight for this country.
Yeah, that's an interesting dichotomy, isn't it? Now, when the war was over, when did they like open the gates and let everybody out?
It was a few months after. I think they slowly closed the camp. They were slowly closing the camps, one at a time, because it's probably a large process, because by then it had become a humongous community. And there was a lot going on, and they had ties to some of the local towns around them. I know, like, not here in Arizona, but up in the other states that had camps. I know that some of the factories were having some of the Japanese men work in their factories and then go back to the camp. So there was all this stuff that they had to, like, work out.
It's so weird because you think of World War II and you can't help but think of the concentration camps. But if you look at one of the camps, just a photograph here, they kind of look the same. You know what I mean? Yeah. They have the barracks and the barbed wire. I mean, you don't have German shepherds and Nazis, but it was a bad scene. Now, did your family lose any property or anything? Because I heard that the site of I don't think they still have SeaWorld in California, overlooking the bluff, but that used to belong. I read it belonged to a Japanese farmer.
Yeah,
and he went to the camp and he didn't get it back.
Nope.
I don't know how they pulled that off, but I mean,
all the property just became the property of the government, and they were just selling it off to other.
And they got nothing. No reparation.
No reparations. Yeah.
So they went back. He once owned this bluff on Pacific. I don't know where it was, but it was on one of the bluffs there. It was beautiful. I mean, it's probably worth $1 billion now with houses and stuff. But
yeah,
so he got nothing. They took it, and that was it, right? Yeah. Did your family lose any property?
They did. They lost the farm.
So they had a farm here in Phoenix?
No, they had a farm in California.
California?
Yeah. We're all from California.
Where was it?
It was just outside of Fresno, California.
How many acres?
I think my uncle said it was like 11.
11 acres.
11
and then
acres.
they grew stuff?
They grew vegetables, a lot of vegetables.
And that's how they made their living?
Yep.
So they went to the camp, and then they came back and says, by the way, you don't.
Yeah.
Who owned the land?
Other farmers bought up the acreages. And
so the government took it and sold it.
And sold it to the other farmers locally.
Oh, man. That's just awful.
Yeah. But then there were some families that some of the farmers would buy it and take care of it, and then when they came back home, some of them was like, here, you can have your farm back.
So they were friends.
Yeah, so some had that
had
that going for them, but not everyone else was so lucky. And those that had like shops in the town, the building was became something else.
So what did your family do then? Because that was their livelihood.
I think they rented a house and did a little bit of farming for a time being, but they slowly all the family members got jobs doing other stuff.
Yeah.
Like my uncles became truckers, and my aunts moved into the town and became like nurses and other.
And how were Americans treating you after the war? How did they treat your family members like after the war?
Oh, it was bad.
Yeah.
Yeah. Even for my dad's generation. So that he had it bad too. He got picked on a lot during school. And then I got a little bit of it, but it eventually faded away.
Even you got it?
Yeah, even I got a little bit in the beginning.
Wow.
Of my youth.
I remember when I was a kid, because I grew, I was born in the 50s, and I grew up in the late 50s. I remember being in New York City, and we lived in a building, and I had these friends. It was a Japanese family, and I was friends with one of the kids my age, and we'd always read the comic books. I mean, I couldn't read Japanese, but what I loved about them is the drawings and the illustrations, and what I loved is you'd read them backwards. You started.
Isn't it interesting how it is?
You start in the back. So I would go over there, but then also in the building there was another boy, and his father had fought in the Pacific, and the things he had seen, he wouldn't speak to them.
No one does.
He wouldn't look at them. I mean, he carried that. I mean, he just, they didn't exist to him, and he was like, I don't know. That's what war does, So it's a.
And that's why I feel like I have to make this film, because there aren't too many films about this story.
Yeah.
And there's not many left alive to talk about the story. And so I was like, we need to do it now while there's still some people that can still talk to it.
Yeah. Well, have you gotten interviews with any of these guys?
Just relatives.
Yeah.
Just relatives.
So you have the interview on video.
Yeah. And then the Go for Broke organization and the Den Show also have they started archiving the same thing. They started interviewing as many of the people from that time period as possible about the camps, about the war, about the 442nd.
Yeah, because it's like a puzzle piece. It's not like, oh yeah, we went to war. Like my father went to. He missed it, but he did go to Japan for the occupation. But I think God, what would happen had it not happened?
Just to have recorded firsthand accounts, I think, is important.
Yeah, because now you're getting a lot of people saying, "Well, none of this ever happened."
Right.
Yeah, right. And I also remember in New York growing up, I would see a lot of Jewish people, and you could see the tattoos.
Mm-hmm.
They had the tattoos on their arm, and I knew, and I'd lived long enough. I knew people that had been in the camps, and I knew people that had been German soldiers. So I've known so many crazy things, people that were there. But the whole Japanese thing was like, because you weren't even Japanese.
No, half, yeah.
No, but you're American,
right?
Yeah, we're all from somewhere.
And that's what I always told myself I was American. And if you ask, what are you, American? But they thought I was just being a smart ass. They're like, well, what's your nationality? Oh, is that what you're asking? Oh, well.
Yeah. Where'd you go to school?
I went to school at a small town called Kingsburg, California.
Oh, in California. Okay. Yeah, and then because during the war it was like dirty nips and Japs and what did they call the Germans? They called them
Krauts.
Yeah, Krauts. And then even in Vietnam they called them Dinks, Gooks.
Gooks. I think that came later. I was like, what, Vietnam?
Yeah. And I almost went to Vietnam. So I was during the lottery, and I was number 19. I'm like, I was going. But then Nixon, just before I was going to go, he ended it.
I think it was the same with my dad. I think he was next to go too, and then it ended because I think he was also, 9.
Yeah, well, he's older than me. He was on a different, but I was the very last one. He was, because where he was, he could have gone because he was older.
Yeah.
Because I had a lot of friends who were a little older than me. They all went. Some didn't come back, but I don't know. It was, war is not a fun thing. I don't know.
Not for anyone.
But then you look at World War II, and it's kind of a war that had to be fought. I don't know. Because, what the Japanese were doing, God, they raped China, and then the Germans, of course, were out of control. Everybody was out of control. So that one, but I don't know, war, I don't know why we have to do this.
I don't either.
I talked to a guy the other day who's a pilot, and he's saying now the days of capturing the flag are over because everything is so connected economically. And I asked him, what do you think? Because he goes to China a lot for business. And he said, why would they fight with us? What are they going to gain? And I think if they figure out what to do with Taiwan, and I don't know. But then again, you look at the Chinese. And I'm not afraid to say it. They're not nice. They got like how many millions of the Uyghur guys in camps? You ever seen their camps?
Yeah.
Oh my God, they're like 4-story high walls, and they're doing all kinds of terrible things. So it's kind of a dangerous world, isn't it?
It is.
Yeah, and it just continues.
Just be careful where you end up.
Yeah, and then also it's luck of the draw, right? Yeah. What is it? I read somewhere just recently. You have a 3% chance of being born in America in this time. Because think of the places you could be born in, and because I think we're all very lucky here. And I'm glad no one's, giving you trouble. You're an American, right? Because we're all from somewhere.
Right.
My ancestors came from Sweden and England, and a lot of them came really early before there was a country, and they were down in North Carolina, and they used to actually be pirates, some of them.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, they were pirates. I'm related to some pirates from Ocracoke Island, North Carolina. And then I looked. I like history, and I especially the Civil War, and we got a hold of my family tree, and some of the family fought for the North, and most fought for the South.
Wow. And
then I looked, and I had relatives that owned 300 slaves, and I'm like, how do you get up in the morning and own somebody and whip them and make them do stuff?
It's unheard of.
Yeah, they all
for
did
us
it.
now, it's unheard of.
Yeah, how? But then there's still slaves in the world today.
Yeah. So
in Africa, in a lot of places. So it's I think we're real lucky here because you and I are just, we can't. How can you be that way? But I think it's pretty easy for people to do it. There's a dark side. Are you? How are you? What's your religion? Do you have a?
I was raised Catholic.
Catholic. Are you still Catholic or? Would you say you're a Christian now?
No.
No? Oh, you're not? Oh, yeah. Well, that's the other thing. You can be anything here. You can
you could be anything. You can change your mind if you want to.
Yeah. Yeah.
I guess I'm non-practicing.
Yeah. So how is it going, the project? So it's called, what's the name of it?
Purple Heart for Effect is the name of the...
Purple Heart for Effect. And that was their name. The Go Broke was their motto, right?
Go for broke was their motto, yes.
Yeah, because they were created just for, it was a new unit, right?
Yep.
Yeah. It would be interesting to see who trained them up and that whole thing. You think of like the Band of Brothers.
Yep.
Yeah. Did you ever see that one?
Oh, I love that one.
Yeah, yeah. That was a great show, though. That was really And then they did the one about the Pacific.
The Pacific,
It wasn't as good, though.
No, it wasn't the same as Band of Brothers.
Yeah, it played to me like an action war movie.
Yeah, a lot so.
Yeah, and I don't know. The one, maybe because this one was real. You think that was it? Because they kind of made that one up, didn't they?
Yes.
Yeah, because this one, all those guys were real, like the guy Sobel. And then, you look at them all, and they kind of look just like the guy, So,
there was a lot of research done, I think, on the Band of Brothers.
Yeah.
They did a lot of care in crafting that.
Yeah, that was really a unique, beautiful show.
Yeah.
What did you think of the one with Tom Hanks?
Oh, Saving Private Ryan?
Yeah, I like that one, too.
That was probably the first time I came out of the theater, and I had no words. I was sad, and at the same time, I was hoping to see an old person come out so I can give him a hug. I mean, that's how. And I think everyone came out quiet. Nobody talked.
Yeah.
So we saw the midnight showing too, and everyone just came out and was just like, I don't know how to feel right now.
Yeah.
It was wow. I was like, wow.
Yeah, it was really good filmmaking in the story. It got you.
Yep.
Gotcha.
Yeah, I did not expect that from Spielberg, and I was like, kudos.
Yeah, he's great. He gets he gets good. He gets good press, bad press, but everybody does who makes a movie, right?
Yeah.
Because everyone now, like in the old days, back in film days, everyone wasn't a reviewer. Now, your cab driver's a reviewer, your waitress.
Everyone's a critic, yeah.
Everyone's a critic, and they let you know it, too.
Yeah.
Back then, it was like, you get a review, and it'd be like by a reviewer, and there were like maybe 20 of them. Now it's like, oh, my God. So every time we do a movie, somebody likes you, somebody doesn't, and they'll let you know.
Yeah.
And in the beginning, it was like, I didn't want to read. But there's a story about Cher. She did a movie, and she got terrible reviews. And she was living in New York at the time. This is what I heard. And she wouldn't go out. She was like embarrassed. So finally she had to go get some food. So she went to the market, and the guy, oh, Cher, good to see you. Nobody cares. Nobody cares what the troll says about you. Nobody cares. So it's kind of madness, isn't it?
Isn't it?
Do they do about your movies too? Like, do they say like?
I get mixed reviews, you know, and I just kind of like look at them like I take some of it as artistic criticism.
Yeah.
I guess that's from the fine arts part of my.
But it still hurts, right?
Yeah, it does hurt.
Yeah.
It does hurt. But then I have to like think about it. I'm like, well, what was it about that? Like, what exactly that they're saying they didn't like? Like, how can I improve that?
Yeah.
Or do I really like it and I don't care?
Yeah. And do they know what they're talking about?
Right. Also, yeah.
Yeah.
Like,
that's like when you see people comment like, it used to be about boxing, but now it's UFC. Like someone will get knocked out or not do it, and then they'll say, "What a bum!" You step in there, and it's the same for film. You make a film. You make an animated film and put your name on it and send it out.
Put your mouth.
Yeah.
Do it. Like if you know so much about it, go make one and
Yeah.
prove us that you know what you're talking about.
But they won't.
And they won't because they don't know.
Well, some of these, that's their art is trolling and writing up.
Yeah.
Like one thing I've learned early not to fight online, but sometimes I'll see a post and I go, oh boy, this is going to be doozy here. So I'll start looking in the comment just because you know what's going to happen. These people are going to start yelling at each other, and it's just pure madness. It's like that's how they spend their time.
Well, then you've got people on there go on YouTube that have their own YouTube channel where they literally go see a movie and then they just destroy it.
Yeah.
In like a 15-minute breakdown of the film, what they hated, and I did like this, but this is terrible, it's crap, it's this and that, and blah blah blah. But they have a whole channel of that,
right?
And they have a huge following of that. People seem to like, I like this guy. I agree with everything he says about movies.
Well, if people aren't hating on you, you're not doing anything,
right?
You gotta, like Bruce Lee said, they only hit the nail that stands up. So what else is new?
I'm still working on others. I got other projects, music videos. Other clients are coming to me with some interesting We're having interesting conversations on some new projects coming up. I can't really talk about them right now.
Oh, come on. Give us a scoop.
Oh, I can't.
mean,
NDA.
Oh, yeah. Do you get to sign a lot of those?
Yeah, it's very frustrating when you have to sign these things. You're like, oh, I can't say a thing about it. I can't even release it. I can't post anything on my social.
You think they'd want it to be? Well, I don't let people, like, we get a lot of people on the sets of the movies, and all of a sudden you're like, there's like stuff you don't want seen. So I see that. But.
I get that, but it's animation, so like, what do you think I'm gonna tease?
Yeah, like, hey, look at this drawing.
Yeah, look at this drawing. Look at this clip. Look at my computer screen.
Well, how do people find you? Like, how do producers find you? Is it word of mouth?
It's word of mouth.
Yeah.
So and so said that I should give you a call. Is kind of the thing I always get.
Word of mouth, and like, yeah,
networking.
I told my brother about you. So
yep. See, exactly.
There you go.
It's word of mouth.
Did you guys get something going yet? Or
He's fashioning something up for me.
Okay.
To look at.
Good.
Visuals.
You probably can't talk.
Me and
my
we didn't sign an NDA, but
yeah.
I can't really talk about it.
Yeah,
but he's your brother, so we can kind of say your brother.
He keeps things secret.
Yeah.
Remember he had
It's a very interesting concept that he's got going. I'll just say that.
Oh yeah, I know what it is. So
yeah.
We talk, but yeah, he's always been hustling up stuff. He's kind of like a mini Elon Musk kind of guy. He comes up with stuff. Like we've both done. I don't know why it is, but we both kind of entrepreneurs artistically.
He seems like he's good at seeing a need.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he made up this thing when he was younger. He called it Sales Pro. It was right in the beginning of computers in the 80s. And it was a way for sales guys to, how to, follow a whole trend, how to follow up on things. It was all on a computer, which people, they never did that. So it was a new thing, and how to track your clients. And he and his wife used to go to all these conventions and sell it. And then a company bought it from him. So he, it was very, very cool. He did a startup back in the old days, and he sold it, which was good. And then since then he's done the same kind of thing over and over. But I remember when we were kids, we were always that way. Like in New York, we shined shoes. We had shoe shines kits, little boxes, and you'd shine shoes. And then he did stuff. We sold stuff, and then he had a. Remember they used to put stuff on the tops of cars.
Yeah.
It was fabric. What they call that? They called that
vinyl? Was it vinyl?
Well, vinyl, but it had a name for him. But he had.
I know what you're talking about.
It was like upholstery.
Upholstery, something like that.
But it had a name.
Oh, you're right. Because my dad had a Firebird with that fabric on the top.
Yeah, my brother had a shop that did that, but I forget the name. But I'll remember later. I'll put it in the thing. But yeah, we're always hustling something. So you think though, when AI comes out, it's going to cover so many things. How will you be an entrepreneur if AI's already got that covered?
Right.
Doing vinyl tops or whatever it is.
Well, they even have it now where you can put your screenwrite, your script into this AI, and this AI will tell you if your movie's going to be good or not.
Oh, I wouldn't listen to that.
That is it's mind blowing. Someone was like, "Hey, why don't you put your script in here and see if it'll sell? How much?" And I was like, "Oh," and then I was like, they sent me the link. I'm like, you want me to spend $600 to tell me if my script
Chat GPT will do it for you.
And Chat GPT just no, I'm not. Nice gimmick.
I caught Chat lying the other day. Like, we're talking about this stuff, and I'm asking these questions, and he keeps coming back with, when it's about some sort of software that I was using, I was having trouble with, and he comes up with a statement, he goes, well, they've stopped doing that, the later version. I'm like, wait a minute, how do you know that? Well, I said, you made that up. Because, yeah, I did. And I'm like, he admitted it. So, I mean, is there a place you can go in there and say, only tell the truth? I think so many people use that shouldn't. Because I do it because it's there, and I'll have them write some things and stuff. And like I had to do a resume the other day for acting, and I put it, and he printed it up. It would have taken longer to type it, but I don't know. I think people are making a lot of decisions that they shouldn't.
Yeah.
Because he can be wrong.
Yeah.
There he is telling you, hi, Paul, how are you?
See, I don't believe that. I was like, I don't trust it. Yeah. I don't use it.
Do you use it for anything?
No.
Oh, dude. I told you.
Everyone was like, ChatGPT. No, it's still an AI.
Yeah. Now, I told you the other day, because I have a friend who messes around with the animation. And I love animation. I mean, I could have become an animator. I loved it so much, but I loved doing the narrative more. But it was a toss-up for a while. Because remember Charles Foster art books. I don't know if you remember them. They had one on animation. Remember those?
Vaguely, I think.
Yeah, and they used to print them down in L.A. By Santa Ana. You could see the building. But I bought them all, and I even made an animation box when I was a kid.
Oh, wow.
I had the wood, and back then you couldn't buy them. So we made one, and then I do the trace. So we made animated movies. My brother and I made them, and they were great. They were great. But so I've always had and then in the 90s, early 2000s, I got a program that did animation, and I loved it. I did some animation on that. It was called, what was it called? It was up from Canada. It was so beautiful. And it wasn't doing it for you, but it did, like, it would do the in-between pages and stuff. And it was like, yeah. And you could color it all in.
Oh, wow.
And I loved it. So it was Animation Works Interactive, I think it was called. But anyway, but someone told me they were doing these little animations on Grok. So I went on to Grok. Grok Imagine. And I said, okay. I gave it the prompt. And son of a bitch, man, what came back would have been like a month in Korea. It was absolutely beautiful.
Yeah.
Like, if you can tell him what you see, he'll move the camera, he'll go under stuff, what he can't do is, like, if he had a guy that looked like you in the first scene, he couldn't
duplicate me in the next shot.
No, the next shot you look like
a completely different person.
Completely different dude.
So it's in the early stages of things.
Yeah, but it's like, but I looked at it, I'm like, it was fascinating and it was cool. And then I had a discussion with my brother about this, because I said, man, that's not, because he thinks it's, the art is in the creation, the art is in the prompting. And I said, that's bullshit, man, that's bull. And then I started prompting, and I'm like, okay, if I prompt him different, I did get something different. So it's like, it's sort of like being a composer, or like a lion tamer, more like a lion tamer, I think, because you get eaten. But it was, I don't know. So I felt like I went to the dark side for a minute, and then I came back. But I made more than one. You know, I fooled around with them. But then while I was doing it, I was thinking of you. I was thinking, God, how's this going to affect Brad? Because anyone can be an animator now.
Yeah.
I mean, before, like, same with film. Anyone can be a filmmaker now because the tech is there. Before, you had to learn the tech and do the tech. But even with animation, it wasn't just you get a camera and shoot. You created it. You drew it. You designed it. You made it move. And then when a machine does that, a technology does that, that's and it's the same, I guess, for actors, you know?
Yeah. I guess there'll be a demand for a prompting job. I think there'll be a bigger demand for people to learn how to do prompts, and then at some point, I think companies would be like, we don't need animators anymore. We just need some guy who can just write us a prompt for this to animate this commercial for us. But
even he'll be replaced,
and then eventually he'll be replaced because the AI will be so good that you just have to just tell it what you want, and it'll just generate it.
Well, I don't think anyone's really sure that there's still people talking about that it's going to kill us. I mean, there's no one can. I think it was Musk the first one that said it about. He didn't really trust.
Isn't Grok his company?
Yeah, yeah. Grok is his. And boy, we're 2 days away from him becoming a trillionaire. That guy is. I didn't want to. I almost said from another planet, right? But maybe, who knows? But
who knows?
What he's done is just incredible. And what he's doing, he's creating those robots that are going to build, like they're going to build the Mars, base that he wants. Yeah. They're going to build everything. And have you seen those little humanoid guys he's creating?
Yeah, I've seen them.
Yeah, they're like the thin men.
Yeah.
And they're going to just work. And what he's done with those, you ever watch his that spacecraft going backwards? I mean, holy crap, man, that's.
Now they have rockets that land on platforms.
Yeah, it just comes back. Tests? Come on, it's like your dog. Come on back. Because before we just blow them up and they land in the ocean somewhere.
Yeah.
He backs them in. Yeah, and he can't deny what he's done with the cars. My brother's just got one of those too. He said it drives for him. And it'll back in, like he gets it and it backs in at a spot, and then he left a restaurant. He called for it and it backs out.
And it comes down. Wow.
Comes picks him up. Yeah, he doesn't even drive it. I mean, I'm still afraid to go on one of those driving cars. What are they? The Waymos. Have you been on a Waymo?
I have not been on a Waymo. I've seen them everywhere downtown.
I did one. I did one. Yeah. It's kind of creepy, but. Yeah, there's no one driving the car. I remember not having color TVs. I remember the first time we got a color TV. That's how far back I go.
Man.
But what do you think is going to happen in the next 50 years? It's going to be like...
I don't know. It's hard to say. I hope we start putting some provisions and laws in place to like kind of put a control on it, because I mean we haven't even talked about the dark side of what AI can start doing. People can start generating false images of people.
Well, they're doing that now.
The bullying, they can make a video of someone from school that wasn't even there and like post it all over the place, and it looks like they were there or did something horrible, but then it's all
there's a guy
falsely generated.
I saw they found out there's a website that allowed you to take someone's face, and mostly they did it with women.
Say.
And they put him on an X-rated scene. So guys that were mad at their girlfriend that broke up with them or whatever, and no one could figure out who this guy was. So I think it was tied to a documentary, and I think Paris Hilton had something to do with it. But they found out who they think it was, and he's just this guy. He's got a family and a daughter, and they're talking to him, but he's not saying a word, and you don't know. But he supposedly created this whole thing where guys come in and do that, and that's like a terrible thing,
Yeah.
But that's just one thing. But the military's, they're doing stuff with it.
Oh yeah, I'm sure there are R&Ds all over it.
The basic one is the Marine Corps dog that carries the squad stuff, and they have guns on it, and then even in
those dogs are cool. The local PD had one. They were testing it out at an event, and I was like, "This is such a cool dog."
Yeah, but how would you stop it though?
That's true.
If it's coming to bite you, yeah, it's kind of spooky. It's like Terminator.
Well, no, I don't think it had a mouth. It was just one of those like.
Well, it
was like one of those Elon's little men, but it was just like a little dog, and they can go in and like check bombs and stuff now, rather than someone physically going in there.
They can make a mouth though, I bet.
I'm sure they could, but man, I can imagine the force grip on something.
Yeah,
like that.
And they're going to go faster than you, and they're going to be able to see in the dark and stuff. They're using them in Ukraine. They have machine guns on platforms and stuff, and of course the drone thing. I mean, the AI will be able to come and find you. It's kind of spooky.
Yeah.
I remember years ago I had an idea of a guy. Okay, how about a guy who's a serial killer, but he has a little drone? Well, they're killing thousands of people in the war with that. That's an old idea now.
Yeah.
Hey, we got dark again. I don't know. How are your kids?
Positive.
How are your kids? Everybody good?
They're growing up. They're great.
Yeah.
My oldest started her first job.
Oh no, really?
Yeah. She works at a yogurt shop.
Oh boy, it happens quick, doesn't it?
I know. They grow up.
Yeah, I have 2 daughters. They're both in their 30s.
Yeah, and opened up her first bank account. I was like, wow, this is getting real.
Yeah, it's getting real.
She's making her own money now.
Now, what does she want to do?
Forensics.
Forensics?
Yeah, wants to be a forensics.
Like forensics, crime scene forensics? Oh, like...
Yeah.
Oh, CSI.
Yeah.
Cool.
That's what she wants to do.
We're getting dark again.
Yeah, she wants to go Dexter.
Boy, my daughter, she likes to watch, like, serial killer movies. I'm like, man, if I were a single girl living at home, that's the last movie I'd watch.
That's my wife. My wife likes to watch all those real crime stuff.
Oh, yeah.
I like to watch stuff that's out of the box stuff.
The what?
The fantasy stuff. The stuff that's like not real. Like that's not real.
Because that's real.
Right.
Those people really exist.
Yeah.
And they're creepy.
I don't want to watch that.
No, I remember that.
I live with this. I work around us all the time.
And they're creepy. Like that Ted Bundy used to put a cast on his leg to try
pretend
to get
he's injured and lure him into
that's
the van.
how he'd get them. Yeah.
God.
Yeah, that's just awful. Oh, we gotta get pumped up on a different way.
I know. That was like that scene in the Silence of the Lambs when they used that. It's like, can you help me put my couch in the back of the van?
Well, anyway, I wanted to thank you for coming. This is number 2.
Number 2.
So, like you said, the pilot's been picked up, and we appreciate you coming. I'm learning a lot about animation and your family history and history of the 442. I can't wait to see your movie.
Thank you.
Who's like in charge of animation in Hollywood now? What's happening in Hollywood? Because everything else is going kind of crazy. And
I think they're reeling and trying to figure out where they're going to fit at this point. Disney's looks like they're trying to like revamp and have a new direction that they're going to go, because what they've been doing is not working. The films that they've tried to put out are not working.
Yeah.
Then Pixar, I don't know what Pixar's going to do, because Disney just wants them to do sequel after sequel after sequel.
Yeah.
And the last couple films that Pixar has pushed out did not do very well.
Are there any new ones? New big stories coming out? Animated stories? Is there any coming up or?
Not that's not a sequel, or a reboot again, or what's the other word?
Because how many Toy Stories have they done now?
The fifth one's about to come out.
The fifth?
Another one, yeah, another one.
And I bet there's so many.
And another Frozen 3.
Yeah, I bet there's so many animators too that are like, they have this great, like you have this great story to tell, and it's like, well, is it, but you don't have Woody, and it's like, and a lot of those things are done so they can sell dolls, too. Right?
Merchandising. That's the key.
Yeah, it's funny, but is Disney? Would you consider them an animation studio still?
I do. They have the means to make films, a lot of films, but it just drives me nuts because I'm trying to prove that you can make a feature film on a small budget.
Yeah.
It's like, can you imagine if Disney just took that $200 that they spent on one film?
$200 million.
$200 million they spent on one film. Can you imagine if they went and just did $10 million films or $10, $20 million films?
How many movies?
Someone is gonna hit and pay it all back.
I don't know if they see it that way though.
I don't know. That's just a lot of money to. I feel it's wasted.
Well, where do you fit? Like you're like us. You're an indie.
Yeah.
You don't live in Hollywood.
Total,
you don't have an agent who's pitching you the studios. You sort of like you fend for yourself. You hunt and you eat the meat. You go out and make. Because you're not one of these guys who has been laid off. I mean, I know what you go through because we own our own company. You don't get a check every Friday.
No.
Yeah, like so no. we know about that. But you have independence, and you can have your days where you do good, and those are the days you work for. But so what's your strategy then? To just make your own and then self-distribute? Is that?
Yeah, that's my plan. That's what I'd like to do. I'd like to slowly build that up. One day have my own studio would be nice, but
don't you have?
We're not there yet.
You have your own studio. It's just your bedroom, right?
Right.
Or an extra room.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, what's an extra room?
Yeah, but then if you had a studio, you'd have all these guys.
I wouldn't have a lot. I'd have a small team.
Like what would be the perfect amount?
Like I would say I had like maybe a dozen.
And they can work remote too. Right?
Correct. Yeah.
Because like after COVID, I heard that.
I think we learned that we can do this without having a physical building to go to.
Yeah, and all those buildings, those big skyscrapers downtown, they're empty.
Yeah.
They're empty. I mean, because imagine you're a big business and what were you paying for that floor? And then you realize, people can get on their computers at home.
Yeah.
And do the same thing. Of course, I wonder how many people are working, but they're on Facebook and
right. They're doing everything but working.
But isn't that comes with the territory now? I think young kids are always on the phone. They're connected. Yeah. This new generation. I mean, they drive on the thing. I mean, they're able to.
I can't do that. I can't answer the texts and stuff while I'm driving. It's like,
you get killed.
I will answer you when I park.
Yeah. Yeah, I remember driving used to be driving. There was no phone.
It has changed. The whole thing has changed. But a lot of the artists and animators that I work with, I mean, they're from sun up to sundown. They're on the grind. They're doing the animation, even if it's on their computer. Or they're they have their tablet. They're doing.
They're working for a company. You mean?
Yeah, they're most of them are all freelance. They're freelancers like me, so they do small contracts for all the different companies, clients, even studios. Like some of them do work for some of the animation studios for Warner Brothers, for Disney.
Do you have a lot of competition? Smaller studios like you?
Oh, there's lots of them, yeah.
So
yeah. My eye's been on this one in Oklahoma lately. I was like, man, they're really driving. They're really getting some stuff out there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So how do you get new clients? I mean, it's just word of mouth, and then
word of mouth. I used to in the early beginning right after I graduated from college. I was like, well, no one's gonna know who I am at this point. So I did cold emails.
Okay.
I sent emails to companies and bands and record labels.
Oh, okay. And then you get work that way.
And then got work that way, and then slowly started building up from there.
Well, how did I hear you? Let me think. I can't.
And then I did and then I started doing film festivals with some of those music videos.
That's a good way. But how did I contact you? How did I hear of you? I'm trying to remember.
I don't remember.
Because I called you and said, hey, I want to.
Was it a film festival?
No, I don't think so. Whatever it was, it worked.
Oh, I can't remember.
Whatever you did.
Did you Google me?
I don't know. I can't recall. I know we found you, and we were happy we did. So.
Yeah.
So if anybody needs animation,
Yeah.
he's the man.
Please do.
So okay, so you'll put the movie out yourself.
Yep.
Find a place to put it. Because does anyone buy animation anymore?
Oh yeah.
But I don't know. It's all changing. Distribution is completely
Everything's
nuts.
changed. Yeah.
And everyone's an expert, as we said. So
Yeah.
so I don't know.
But and they want you to pay for their thoughts and expertise.
You know, like you could start a thing to show people how to animate. And,
Oh, yeah.
And you too can make money in animation.
Oh yeah.
Right.
Well, the ASU here, they just started their own animation. What is it?
A program.
Program. There you go. Their own animation program, and I think last year was the first graduating class.
Did they call you?
They did call me.
Some call. Did you ever think about being like an adjunct professor or something?
They said I could do it once a week, and I didn't have to have like all of the teaching credentials. Or
Really?
anything. Yeah.
You gonna do it or?
I'm thinking about it.
Yeah, because they'll pay you, right?
Yeah.
That'll make this much of your film.
My question was, do I get a discount for the tuition if my daughter comes?
Well, you might. Be
And
able
the answer
to,
was yes, I do. So that was kind of cool.
You might be able to get some kids you're teaching to, they come and intern.
Yeah.
But you're going to do a GoFundMe, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, good deal. Well, I want to thank you for coming. I've learned a lot about animation. And anything we can do to help you. You want us to put something up here?
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah. YouTube.
I'll send you a link.
We look forward to seeing your movie. And best of luck.
Thank you.
All right. Thank you.
All right.